Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of February 23rd. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today on the show, highlights from state gymnastics. And we'll meet a Wayzata hockey standout in our Sports Jam spotlight.
Plus, John looks ahead to the boys basketball playoffs with the Maple Grove guys. First up, though, boys hockey playoffs. Wayzata edged Hopkins 1-0 with a late goal in the Section 6AA quarterfinals. That put them into the semifinals against another Lake Conference team, second seed Minnetonka. Wayzata plays well in the first, but they have to settle for near misses like this one, and it's 0-0 after one. Second period, and the Skippers get on the board as John Schultz's shot is tipped in by Mario Bertliot. It's 1-0 Tonka. Later in that second period, Brendan Scarda's pass goes off the leg of Jack Bowman and in for a goal. It counts. It's 2-0 Minnetonka through two. Down 3-0, Wayzata fights back as Max Zimmer's shot is tipped in by Luke Patterson. It's 3-1 with about 4 minutes to play. Then in the final minute, Zimmer fires a shot home from the high slot to make it 3-2, but Minnetonka holds on to oust the Trojans.
After rallying to beat Osseo 5-4 in the Section 5AA quarterfinal round, the Maple Grove hockey team met up with top-seeded Blaine in the semifinals. Third meeting of the year between the Crimson and the Bengals. Each team won once during the regular season. Maple Grove goalie Brady Goodman was peppered with shots all night. The junior makes 41 saves in the game, keeping this one scoreless into the second period. That's when the Crimson get on the board. Matt Vogel out front to Jack Kelly, jams the puck in on the third try, and Maple Grove leads 1-0. That score holds up through the second and into the early part of the third period. But then Blaine breaks through. Riley Tufte's shot dribbles off of Goodman and in, and the Bengals tie it with just over 10 minutes to play. 4 minutes later, the Bengals are attacking again. A big scramble, and Tufte knocks home the loose puck to give Blaine a 2-1 lead. And they make that lead stand up. Goalie John Jacobson makes 26 saves for the Bengals. They win it 2-1. They'll face Centennial for the section title Thursday night. In Class A, Breck came into the Section 2 tournament having won 9 of their last 10 regular season games. Top-seeded Mustangs facing an overmatched Waconia team in the quarterfinals. Austin Heidemann deflecting in Tyler Scott's shot there, and Breck up 1-0, and then a Waconia turnover leads to this goal. Tyler Lindstrom's shot rolls off the goalie and in, and that's 3-0. A long night for the Wildcats. Scott skates out front, rings a shot in just under the crossbar to make it 4-0 Breck. Later in the first, Breck on the power play. William Blake to Chase Ellingson. His goal puts the Mustangs ahead 5-1. Late in the period, Mitchell Macklett beats Carter Breitenfeld, who beats the goalie on the short side. 7-1 Breck after one. Second period, and Ellingson shakes a couple of defenders, comes free, shoots and scores. Breck goes on to score 7 goals in the second period and 2 in the third to win it 16-1. The semifinals are Tuesday night at Parade Ice Garden. Orono plays Delano in the first game at 6 p.m., followed by Breck and Blake at 8. The winners play Thursday for the Section 2A title.
In boys basketball, Maple Grove looked to finish with a perfect 12-0 mark in West Division games in the Northwest Suburban Conference. The Crimson playing Osseo in the second game of girls-boys doubleheader. Mitch Reckstad steps into the passing lane for the steal and layup for Maple Grove. It's the first of 2 steals in a row for Reckstad. Taiwan Pickford attacks and scores here, plus a foul. He scores 18 in the contest. Maple Grove leads it by 7 at this point. In transition, Brad Davison threads a bounce pass to Coyote Awashika for the layup. Maple Grove's up 23-11. Osseo battles back though. Zach Tyson's 3 brings the Orioles within 6 at the half, 25-19. Second half, and Osseo stays in striking range. Marmar Hughes drills a 3-pointer from the top of the key. But Maple Grove is never really threatened. Davison drives and dishes to Reed Nicko for the big jam as Maple Grove takes a 63-53 win. They're 22-3 entering the postseason. We'll hear from the Crimson later in the show. After each team lost Tuesday of last week, Hopkins and Eden Prairie met to help decide the Lake Conference title and probable top seed for Section 6. It's close early, but the Eagles make a run in the first half. Josh Lanassa drives and scores it here. Then Brady Rudrud stops and pops a jumper for EP. They go on to halftime with a 12-2 run. They lead at 38-26. Second half, and Owen Cho spins away from the Hopkins defense and hits the turnaround jumper here. It's Colton Zimmer with a tough drive for two more. The Eagles are up 48-34. But as usual, Hopkins rallies. Vincent Shahid drives here for the bucket, plus a foul for the Royals. And sophomore Ishmael El-Amin gets out on a break and gets another and one. The free throw ties it up at 61-all. Hopkins leads 68-66 with less than 30 seconds left until Chose nails a three-pointer to put the Eagles up by one with 4 seconds to play. Hopkins gets one more chance, but the desperation shot doesn't fall, and Eden Prairie secures the #1 seed for Section 6. And that does bring us to playoff time now in boys basketball.
The seedings are out and play begins this week. In Section 5 4A, unbeaten and top-ranked Champlain Park is the #1 seed. Maple Grove is seeded second with Wayzata third. Centennial is the 4th seed. Defending section champion Osseo seeded 5th. Then it's Park Center, Irondale, and Cooper. The quarterfinals are Thursday with Champlain Park hosting Cooper. Maple Grove faces Irondale at Osseo Junior High. Park Center is at Wayzata, and Osseo travels to Centennial. The semifinals are next Tuesday, split between the two highest seeds. The section final is on March 6th at Rogers High School.
In Section 6 4A, Eden Prairie is the top seed. Hopkins is the second-seeded team. Minnetonka is third with Edina 4th and Armstrong 5th. The quarterfinals are Wednesday. Armstrong travels to Edina to take on the Hornets, while Hopkins is home to play St. Louis Park. The semifinals are Saturday, likely at Eden Prairie. The Section 6 final is next Wednesday at Cooper High School.
And among the other local seeds, local schools, I should say, high seeds include Breck in Section 5AA. The Mustangs are the #1 seed in the south subsection there. And Brooklyn Center is seeded 4th in that same section.
That's right, and Maranatha Christian Academy is the #2 seed in Section 4A behind Minneapolis North. Still to come on Sports Jam, we jump to gymnastics and the state meet competition, plus section wrestling and more.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk state gymnastics.
That's right, 2 local teams were part of the AA team competition. The U of M Sports Pavilion, once again the site for state. Champlain Park hoping for a good finish. This is Liz Hammond on the vault for the Rebels. She nets the best score for Champlain Park with a 9.65. Section 6 Champ Wayzata also making a return visit to state. This is Andy Pulls on the balance beam for the Trojans. She records their best score on this event with a 9.475. She also leads them on the floor exercise. Taylor Gukin of Champlain Park has a strong beam routine, topping the Rebels with a 9.55, and she also leads them on floor. Claire Lorbecki shines on the floor exercise for Wayzata with a 9.3, their second best score in this event. She has the best total on vault and bars. Alexa Masters scores a 9.4 on floor for Champlain Park. 4 Rebels hit that mark or better on floor as they top 145 points for the meet. But Roseville wins the title for the 4th straight year with 150.05 points. Then at St. Cloud Tech, Lakeville North, and East Ridge, Champlain Park is 5th at 145.95. Wayzata places 8th with a score of 141.850.
Saturday night, it was individual competition in Class AA. Champlain Park's Liz Hammond, part of that as an all-rounder out of Section 5. Hammond lands with a score of 9.725 on the vault. That's good for 4th place overall. Allie Corbell from Maple Grove also made state as an all-arounder. Like Hammond, her top score comes on the vault. Corbell places 3rd with a score of 9.775. To the balance beam, and Wayzata's Maddie Aaron. The senior is solid in her final meet, scoring a 9.4. That gives her a 9th place finish in Class AA. Park Center's Haley Illy just missed on qualifying for state as an all-arounder, but she did make it on beam. Illy places 7th with a score of 9.45. Wayzata's Andy Poles was an all-rounder from Section 6AA. Her best event is the floor exercise. Poles places 7th with a mark of 9.475.
Spots in the individual portion of the state wrestling tournament were up for grabs Saturday. In the Section 5 3A finals at Osseo, Champlain Park's Dylan Drogemiller is in white in the 106-pound title match. Drogemiller gets the takedown on the way to a 10-2 win over Brett Wilson of Rogers. Maple Grove has a great day. Brad Ostachuk of the Crimson lifts Mike Matheson of Centennial and brings him to the mat, eventually getting the takedown in their 132-pound final. Ostachuk wins a tough match 5-1. Next match, Maple Grove's Theo G is in a tough spot, but he battles back to take Sam McGinnity of Mounds View down. G wins a thriller 6-5 at 138 pounds. Another Crimson win at 145. Logan Dick avoids the headlock and gets the takedown. Dick beats Jack Graham of Mounds View 9-2. At 152, top-ranked Carson Brolsma of Osseo has no trouble with Robert Morgan of Maple Grove. Brolsma wins by technical fall and has a good chance to win a state title. At 160, Maple Grove's Will Sear is relentless and gets the takedown. He beats Troy Ito of Mounds View 6-2 for the title. Maple Grove gets its fifth champ at 170 as Jeb Ado beats Noah Benson of Centennial. Rogers also gets two champs, and here's what some local winners had to say.
I lost to him last Saturday, so I felt real bad about that. He was the kid I really wanted to be, and I felt like I let the team down. But to be able to beat him today, it feels like a blessing. I feel real great.
Yeah, I thought I wrestled really well in that match. I had previously wrestled him before, and it was only 3-2, 3-1. I was able to get a lot more takedowns this time.
Along the line for going to state, not everything's going to be perfect in my mind. You got to fight through some things, and that's what I did. I'm excited to get back to state and get after the state title that I've been looking for since last year when I lost in the finals.
In Section 6, team champion Wilmer was pretty dominant in the individual tourney, too. Three local wrestlers did make it to the championship matches. At 160, it's Wilmer's Travis Deegan against Wayzata's Evan Cluck. Deegan gets the takedown on his way to a 6-3 decision. 182 pounds, Armstrong Zach Rigg is down 3-1 with 17 seconds left. Rigg gets the 1-point escape, but time's run out. And Wilmer's Vaughn Johnson is the champion. Both guys go to state. At 170, Armstrong's Eddie Gonzalez uses the defense to fight off the attack by Minnetonka's Avery Garskin late in the third period. Gonzalez wins the match 1-0 and is the section champion. The state tournament starts Thursday in St. Paul. Now to girls basketball, where Hopkins continues to roll. The Royals picked up another Lake Conference win last week. Leading scorer Nia Holly and the state's top-ranked team in Class 4A at home to take on Eden Prairie. Ashley Bates takes the pass, steps into the lane, scores and draws a foul, giving Hopkins a 12-8 lead. A great play here by Bates, intercepting the pass at midcourt and taking it back for a layup. She scores 12 first-half points. But after trailing by as many as 11, Eden Prairie rallies. Isabel Levine with a long three, helping the Eagles pull within 2 at halftime. Second half, and Holly takes over in transition. She hits the tough runner. She nets 14 points in the second half, 22 in the game. Emma Bain keeps the Eagles in it. She drives and scores here, and Eden Prairie is back to within 6. But Hopkins stays in control and the lead. T.T. Stark scores the layup and draws a foul. She scores 15 points as Hopkins wins 78-63. The Royals are now 22-1.
Osseo's girls are playing very well down the stretch. District rival Maple Grove looked for a season sweep of the Orioles as they met at Osseo. Maple Grove with a nice pick and roll play here. Haley Barker finds Maddie Tharp cutting. She scores and the foul. Osseo, though, races into the lead. Kiara Russell nails a three from the corner. They go up by 10, 26-16. Maple Grove closes the half strong, though. Mary Eckberg's three from the corner gives them a 1-point lead at halftime. Second half, and Maple Grove tries to take control of this one. Mackenzie Barda hits three of her team-high 22, and it's 47-42 Crimson. But Osseo rallies back strong in the second half. Russell scores on a nice drive here, and she surpasses 1,000 career points with that hoop. Down to the final seconds, it's tied at 61. Russell draws a lot of defenders and sets up Ari Jones for the baseline jumper for the game winner. Osseo wins 63-61, their 8th straight win, and it's a good race in that West Division down to the final week.
The three District 279 teams all in the hunt, and Maple Grove will close out the regular season at Park Center come Friday night. Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, Wayzata hockey standout. Stay with us.
As you saw earlier, the Wayzata boys hockey team was eliminated in the Section 6AA semifinal Saturday by Minnetonka. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet Trojan standout junior Max Zimmer. It's been an interesting season for Max Zimmer and his Wayzata teammates. They entered the playoffs right at the 500 mark, and after a strong December had their share of tough losses in January and February. But their talent and super tough schedule still earned them enough respect to be rated number 10 in the state coming into postseason play.
Yeah, we've definitely had some ups and downs, but we're kind of coming into our stride here down the last 2 weeks. And
Max, or Zim as his teammates call him, tied for the team lead in scoring during the regular season with 28 points on 8 goals and 20 assists.
He's had a good year. He had some injuries early on in the season. Quite a bit of pressure put on him this year and stuff like that, being one of the top players around, but he's gotten so much better over the last month, and you can tell in practice he's got a high energy and he's making everybody else around him better. So,
though he's a junior at Zimmer's 3rd year on the Wayzata varsity, making the lineup as a freshman doesn't happen that often in a top-flight program, but he fit in well even as a 9th grader. Setting a good example is something he's learned to do.
I think the biggest thing is just to be a leader on and off the ice. And looking back when I was a freshman, I was kind of the young guy on the team, and I looked up to all the older kids. Now I'm in that role, and I kind of need to step in and show the younger guys what they need to do and how to be successful.
He's very experienced, playing as a freshman, so it's his 3rd year. Nothing new to him, he's a great leader, knows how to play the game, and really show the young pups. We got 2 more freshmen, so they came in knowing what to do because of him. So
he's a phenomenal young man. He's a good student, very well spoken, and his maturity is beyond his years, so he has a bright future ahead of him.
On the ice, Max is a guy you notice for his pure skill.
I think my speed's probably one of my best assets. I figure every game I'm using my speed, I tend to have more success.
He's very skilled, just got a wicked shot, really sees the ice really well, so, he really can do it all. Plays defense, blocks shots.
He is well known to Wayzata and local hockey fans, but Max Zimmer isn't the most famous Zimmer in the Twin Cities. That would be Vikings coach Mike.
Well, the first time that I saw it, it was pretty interesting because I don't have any relation to him, but I've obviously had a lot of questions asking if he's my uncle or what, but no, it's definitely had some good laughs.
Though he's wrapping up his junior season, Max doesn't have a college decision weighing on him. He's already decided he will follow a former Wayzata teammate to play college hockey for the Wisconsin Badgers.
They first got on my radar when one of my good buddies, Matthew Freitag, went there, and I went there, and the coaching staff was great, the campus was great, facilities were great, and so everything was just a plus to me, and I loved it when I was there.
Looks like the Badgers will be getting a good one in Max Zimmer.
Fires and he scores!
Max had 1 goal and 1 assist in that loss to Minnetonka Saturday. He says he's not sure if he'll play high school hockey next season or play juniors. John talks playoff basketball with the Maple Grove boys when Sports Jam returns.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Maple Grove boys basketball team is the number 2 seed in the upcoming Section 5 4A playoffs, and they join us now on Sports Jam. The section tournament gets underway this week. Brad Davison, talk about the season to this point, 22-3 for the regular season. How do you feel about the way your team played all year?
So I think we've been playing really well. I think every game, every practice, we've gotten a step better, and that was our goal at the beginning of the season. We're going to keep riding into sections as we go on.
You come into the postseason on a 9-game winning streak. What did you take out of the loss to Champlain Park, which was your last defeat?
I think it just refocused us. It humbled us, and it made us realize that we can't just show up to games that we got to play, and that we got to get better every day in practice, and that it really showed us where we are against Champlain Park. So we know that's the team that we got to go through to get to the state tournament.
You had to make a little bit of an adjustment on the court as far as practice. A lot of practices here at Maple Grove Junior High.
Yes,
your new home court is Osseo Junior High. You're going to have a home game there this week. What has that transition been like, and was that difficult at all for the team?
I don't think it's that big a difference. A court's a court. We just had to focus and just play through it, really, because it's still not as much of a home court advantage. Don't get as many fans as we did at home, but it's really the same thing for us. We just try to stay focused.
Good luck in the tournament, Brad.
Thank you, sir.
Mitchell Reckstad, and as a senior, how much do you look forward to this last go-around as a high school basketball player?
Yeah, I definitely look forward to it. It's kind of starting to sink in that really I only have a little bit left, but it makes me more excited to play and makes me more hungry to go as far as we can and keep going.
As you look back on this regular season, what has this team done better than maybe what you expected going into the season?
We're a pretty young team, but I think we've played with a lot of experience. It doesn't really show at times on the court. Everyone looks comfortable. And starting 5 underclassmen, I think we've just played with a lot of maturity. I think all of them have done a really nice job this year.
What do you guys need to do well in the tournament to be able to be a state tournament team possibly in 10 days here?
I think we need to defend. Champlin's really good offensive team. Wayzata's pretty good offensively. I think we need to defend and not turn the ball over, just kind of play our game. Obviously need to make shots, and I think if we play our game, we should be fine.
Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Nick Schroeder, I know a lot of people look at your section and say, well, Maple Grove and Champlain Park, but I know as a coach, you can't look past that first game, much less the second game, to look ahead to March 6th, right?
Absolutely. We don't look ahead to a possession. The thing that I talk about with our guys a lot is we play each possession. We try to win the next possession every game, and in practice it starts there. We try to win every possession in practice. We talk about that. So we're not looking ahead. We know we have to take care of business. It's one and done now. So to look ahead would be foolish.
You got a lot of tough games on your schedule, lost 3 of them, but you've won a number of close games against tough opponents. How has that prepared you for the playoff?
It prepares us very well. You know, the games that we lost to high caliber basketball teams. There, a couple other teams, gave us good experience. We came away with some victories against them, but they gave us playoff level experience in those games. Having to come from behind against a few of them, like Eden Prairie, Wayzata, games like that. It only prepares us and gets us ready to compete in the playoffs.
Good luck in the tournament.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Maple Grove Crimson, number 2 seed in the Section 5 4A tournament. Again, they'll begin play later this week at home. As we go to break, we'll take a look now at the Section 5 bracket, plus our plays of the week. Shot by Huff, the rebound, they score! Here's the alley-oop for Warren, and he dunks.
Mark Saturday, March 28th from 9 to 3 on your calendar for the annual Northwest Suburban Remodeling Fair to be held at the Crystal Community Center. Find out more at 12.tv.
Our game of the week is a Section 6 4A boys basketball quarterfinal game as Armstrong goes on the road to face Edina. The game is Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Section 6 does not allow live telecasts of playoff games, so the game can be seen on Channel 12 Thursday night at both 7 and 10 p.m. And that will do it for this week's Sports Jam.
Next week, highlights from state wrestling plus section boys swimming and boys basketball. See you then.